So it's been nearly 10 years since our first drawing on this channel, and I'll proudly admit we've come a long way. So in today's video, I'll show you a simple step-by-step method on how to draw a bird. For today's lesson, we'll need some white paper and a pencil. I'll start off with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick. Now the secret to drawing just about anything is to start with the basic shapes first and then start layering the details on after. So in the center of a page, let's add some guidelines to help us draw a circle in the center of a page. So we're gonna start with a line coming down the middle, from the top, all the way down towards the bottom. Let's go back to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. Now these two lines are going to help us create that circle in the center of the page. So from here we're going to move up. Let's mark off the top of our circle right about there. And then we want to measure this distance down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Let's repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center down towards the left and then down towards the right. Let's connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. And the circle doesn't have to be perfect, we're just using this as a guide. And for size reference, go back and smooth that out. Now you want to draw a smaller circle just overlapping the larger circle on the right side of that center line. So right up here, just going to go all the way around and then up. Again, this circle doesn't have to be perfect. Let's go back to the bottom left. We're going to draw a straight line going across towards the top right. And this will be the center point of the head going across the beak. And then from the end, I'm just going to angle this in along the top and then the bottom. Let's move to the center and draw a small circle for the eye. Now let's go down to the bottom and draw on the legs. We're going to move over toward the left, draw a straight angle line coming down towards the middle. Go over towards the right. We're just going to angle this straight out. Let's draw a straight angle line going across for the branch, going across the bottom of the legs. We'll step down and draw that again. Now we want to place the wing on top of the body, so we're going to start on the left, draw a straight line coming down towards the tip of the wing. We'll go back up to the top, just going to round out the wing, coming in towards the middle, bend this down, and then out. Let's add the tail across the bottom. Angle this down, go across, and we'll taper that back up. Now I want to blend the head into the body. So on the left side of the head, I'm just going to angle this down, go underneath the beak, angle this down towards the body. Now that we've established the pose and the proportions of our bird, we're going to go back and erase some of these guidelines. Now we're going to be using this rough sketch as a guide to help us refine the shape and add some more detail. Now I want to start with the eye. I'm just going to darken up the edge. Also adding a small highlight along the top of the eye. And then from the outside, I'm just going to fold this down across the brow and then out. Add a trim underneath the eye. And we'll work our way across towards the beak. Across. Round up the tip of the beak. Add a little bit of shape to the beak. Just adding that fold underneath. Add a little bit of shape to the neck, coming down towards the body. Now it's going to squish the body, so it's not a perfect circle. Just going to bump this out, adding a little bit of fur texture along the outside of the chest. And just bringing this down towards the legs. Now let's go back up to the top. We're just going to flatten off the head, so it's not so high. Just going to bring that down a little bit lower. Brush that out towards the side. And just add some fur and feathers going across the head. And with the wing, we're just going to separate the edge with some feathers going across. So bend the wing coming down towards the tip and back out. Separate the wing with some feathers, going across. Just adding some layers. Let's go back to the body. And then the tail. Now I'm just separating the tail into sections. I'm going to turn this into a birch branch, and a few smaller branches coming out across the bottom. And I'm just going to curve the texture going out towards the right. Now I'm going to go back and just clean up our drawing again before we get into the contrast and more details. Now at this stage, I'm going to switch my pencil to a 0.9mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick just to add some contrast. So I'm going to start with the eyes. Just darken up the outside perimeter of the eye. Also adding a little bit more shape to the highlight. Now I'm going to darken up the top of the eye going around the highlight. And then I just want to gradually fade that down so we get a little bit of a glare and reflection. And then from the eye, we're just going to work our way out. Just adding a little bit of fur. Start with the left side. I'm just feathering this up. Blending this up toward the top. Working our way towards the back. I'm just going to lightly shade that in, working our way across the bottom of the eye. Just going to add a little bit of fur going across the front towards the beak. Again, you can see that I'm darkening up the bottom to push this into a little bit of shadow. Go across the top of the beak. Just add a little bit of shading going underneath the eye. Giving a slight bend to the top of the beak. Darken up the bottom of the beak from the tip, and then fade that in. Now I'm just going to soften up that fur going across the neck towards the body. Just adding a little bit of texture underneath the neck. And then from here, it's going to add some texture across the top of the head, working way across towards the left, towards the back. And I want this to be quite subtle. I don't want to go too heavy with the contrast. I'm just brushing the fur going back. Just adding a soft shadow. Down towards the wing. I'm just going to continue to add some more layers of feathers underneath. Almost like adding more shadow, not too much detail at this stage. You just come back after and add that detail. Now here I'm just going to start adding some layers to the wing. I'm going to start with the top. Add a heavy shadow across the bottom and fade that in. Add that second layer underneath. I'm just adding some thicker feathers in this third layer. bottom of the body is going to be pushed into shadow. So I'm just going to darken out that fur, working our way across. And just soften up that shadow as you come up towards the top. And then with the legs, we want to darken up the top and then fade that down. So the body's casting a shadow across the top of the legs. And I'm just going to add some rough detail to the toes, just wrapping this around that branch. I'm going to go back and just add a few little tones to the feathers. Just going to add a little bit of texture inside the body. I'm just going to darken up that shadow just underneath the wing across the body. Now as we get near the end, we're just going to clean up our shadows, and always be sure to sign our artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a recreation of a bird drawing from 10 years ago. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.